Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Morgan Hayes. She's with the University of Kentucky Biosystems and Ag Engineering Extension Specialist.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the time of year when everyone is considering what their heating system is doing, how it's performing, and if there's a need in the future, anticipating possibly having to change out systems. And this is a good time to get some information and really consider the options that might be available either this year or in future years if a system is aging out.
Some people might ask, where do I even start? How do I even know? Because energy is one of those things that can kind of get away from us, and we don't even really know that we're losing energy costs.
Yeah, the heating systems have really become remarkably better, especially vented heating systems, heat pumps. The efficiency ratings on them continue to improve. And I get a lot of questions right now about people looking at energy savings, alternative energy, geothermal systems, all kinds of options that are out there. And then for the people that are on farms, we've had a bunch of wind damage in the last couple of years, and there's some trees down, and people are looking at maybe an external heating system where they're burning some of that wood that they have stockpiled. And so there are a lot of options out there. And so I wanted to just highlight a calculator that's out there that might be useful.
Okay.
This is a calculator put out by the Maine, Efficiency Maine, and it is a really nice calculator in the sense that it doesn't ask you what your temperature is in your house, and it doesn't ask you where you live. It just basically will take into account what your current costs are on a heating system. So you'll look up the type of system you currently have. So let's say you had a heat pump. You would go to the bottom line here that you see on the screen, and you would be able to type in the cost that you're paying for your electricity. And then you would be able to create details on that screen and adjust how many BTUs that heater provides and your efficiency number and your distribution number. The distribution number is about how much heat you lose in your ductwork. That might not be a number that you know. That 80% is a pretty good number to use if you're not sure. But the system efficiency would be something that you would see on your unit that you have currently or one that you would be buying. And then what you're going to do is look at the costs on that, and you're going to take that cost and you're going to adjust it up or down to match what your winter cost is to run the system. So you're going to say, oh, my house in the seasons where I'm not running air conditioner or heater, typically still pay $50 a month, but in the winter I pay $400. So I'd say I pay $350 towards my heating system for each month that it runs, and it runs for 4 or 5 months of the year, and therefore my winter cost is X. And so you'll be able to sort of identify what your annual cost is based upon how you set up your household, and then look at other options that are out there on the market with different efficiencies and see what that cost would look like. That's really useful because you don't want to pay for a really expensive system if the cost difference to run the system is not very much for you. So we live in a moderate climate, and sometimes it might not be as cost effective for us to invest in, say, a geothermal system that has a very high capital cost or upfront cost to build if it doesn't give us enough benefit in an annual running cost. So right now these costs are pretty low, but I could increase all these numbers to, say, $1,250 to run my heating system in the winter, and the geothermal would be $777 with the same electrical costs. So I have to decide if that $500 a year over, say, 10 years is enough to put in the extra capital right now, that extra $5,000 or $8,000 to put in a geothermal system. Does it actually make sense?
And so this would be super helpful if you were putting in a new system or maybe have a new construction to kind of see what the costs might be.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could compare two different systems straight off the bat that are both brand new, or you can compare an existing system that maybe needs repair work or you think is starting to get less efficient or is less efficient. You know it's less efficient compared to replacing it with a newer unit that might be more efficient.
So Morgan, is this a free calculator to use for anybody?
It is. It's a free calculator, readily available, and it has a lot of heating options, which I really appreciate because there are a lot of different options that people look at.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate the information. And if you have questions about heating options, definitely check out this calculator. And then if you have further questions, you can always contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.